Want to create your Twitter channel art effortlessly? I'm going to walk you through two different ways of creating your channel art. One using the free Twitter header templates that you can download using the link below, and the other using the free template in the online program I will be using. And if you're struggling to create your brand look and feel, stay to the end where I give you a couple of free options to help you with that. Welcome to Tips with Traci, where we go through the how-to of setting up your business online. If you want to watch more of my tips, tricks, methods, and strategies on setting up your digital assets in the future, be sure to subscribe down below and turn on notifications so you never miss another upload. Let's get to work. Today, I'm going to walk you through how to create the header or banner or cover for your Twitter profile and your actual profile pic. And one of the things you should always remember is this picture here will be visible on your profile, your news feed, all references to Twitter or when you tweet, that's when this photo comes into play. This one here, your cover photo, will only be seen if someone actually goes to your profile. Put something that represents you or your business, get your profile picture up there, and just let it be. In the video notes, we have some templates that you can download, and then you can use them for your header creation and your profile pic. So let's get started. I'm going to go over here, and it's called Photopea. With Photopea, we're going to start by opening up the template that we provided below, and I'm going to go with the header template. I'm going to open it, and now I have the header template. It's the right size. It will come in at 1500 by 500, which is what Twitter suggests. It shows you where the cropped area is up top and at the bottom. It's about 60 pixels high, and you want to make sure that you don't put any really important information in those areas. And then we've just put a little bit of a profile picture area so you can see where your information is going to land up once you upload it to Twitter. So there's your template. And now I'm going to recreate this header in Photopea. I'm going to go under File. I'm going to go Open in Place, and I'm going to grab this wave which I had in my header. And as you can see, the layer is right on top of this one. And that's because this little icon here, the eye is active. So if I go like this and unclick it, it's no longer active. We have the swirl, and if I wanted to move it around, I would just make sure I was on the move tool and that this was active. I was on the active layer, and I would just move it around. So now I'm going to actually go back to this layer. I'm going to make it active, and I'm going to go up to Edit, and I'm going to go Fill, and I'm going to pick a color. If I say foreground, I'm going to go over to the left and take the white on the color swatch. If I go background, it will go there. Custom, I can make my own color by clicking and picking out a color or creating a color or grabbing a color from putting in the actual color code. But for now, I'm just going to put black, and I'm going to hit OK. So now I've got the start of my header. And now I'm going to create a selection and add a box that will give me this little DIY digital marketing feature part of the graphic. So I'm going to add a new layer, going to the bottom, new layer. I'm now going to take my rectangle tool, and I'm going to click on it. I'm going to select rectangle, and I'm going to go within this grid and create a box. I'm making sure that I'm taking into consideration that the top 60 pixels and the bottom 60 pixels may be cropped on certain devices. Also that the profile picture is going to sit here. And if I put this feature box right there, I know I'm in a safe zone. So I've created a new layer. I've selected a particular area, and now I'm going to fill that area with a color. And I can either go with colors from the foreground or background, which are represented down here, and which you can change. I can also do a custom color or the gray, white, black that's already there. I'm now going to put also a bit lighter than black. I want some opacity, and so I'm going to hit OK. And now I have a feature box, and now I'm just going to add a little border to it. So I'm going to select, modify, border. I'm going to put 10 pixels and now you'll see that I have a little extra 10 pixels, and now I'm going to fill that selection with white, and that's going to be 100%. And now I have my white border, which may be a little thick, but that's okay. And now I'm going to click deselect. I'm now going to go to my text tool, the big T, and I'm going to add some text. So I'm going to click on the T or type tool, and I'm going to double click, and automatically it creates a new layer. So right now I've double clicked, and I want to make sure that I get my right font. So I'm going to go to this font, and then I want to make sure I have the right size, and I want to make sure I have the right color. So I click on here. If it was blue, I could click that and this changes, but I would like white. And now I'm going to put in my text. As you can see, it's not the right size. So I'm just going to double click to grab it all and just bring up that size. That's a little too much. That's good. And now I'm going to go back to my arrow or my move tool, and I'm just going to move that. Oh, it's still a little big. And I'm going to move that. And now I'm going to go back to the text tool, double click it again, and just bring it down just a bit to make sure it fits in. I'm going to move it again, and it still doesn't fit in. And double click. There you go. I think I might just move it a bit up and down. Okay, so now I'm just going to add one more layer. Again, it's a text tool. I'm going to put this font down quite a bit. I am going to leave it with the same font, and I'm going to leave it with white. And again, it needs to be just a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to move this one over here, and still think that one should be a little bit bigger. I'm going to do one more. Again, text tool, click on it. I'm going to change the color. I'm going to put it more of a gold color and move that. And now I pretty well, actually that should be bigger. So I'm just going to move that up a bit, a little too big. And now you can see I've pretty well have recreated what was already there. It's done. I now go File, Export as a JPEG, and now I can upload it as my Twitter header. If you don't want to create your own, you can use one of the templates that Photopea provides. So you just go New, and you go down to the left. At the very bottom is a Twitter header, 1500 by 500 pixels, and you can pick any of these templates. They do have options. You can filter out with symbols, with photos, and all you do is select the option you want, Wake Me Up, and now you have the template. In order to change it, all you need to do is go and click on Background, click on Info, click on Properties, Color Fill, and then choose the color you would like. And you then have a different background. For the border top, if you go like this, and push the arrow down and go down to the sticks, you can start changing the colors here as well. And you see where they are. I can do down here, this layer, and pink. And you start to see all the different changes you can do. The font, before you go down here, click on that as an active layer. Make sure you have your text tool, double click it, and choose the font you would like. Whether it's regular, bold, and the size. And you do the same for the top part. Double click, choose your font or keep your font, choose your color. And then you've changed your Twitter header to however you'd like. Just a little quicker than doing it yourself. You can just grab one of the templates and then you export it the same as what I showed you before. Now for your profile pic, I can open the profile template. And again, we bring it in. It is 400 by 400. I usually, as I've mentioned already, suggest using either a picture of yourself that represents you or your logo. I'm going to bring in this image and I'm going to go to the move tool and I'm going to click the edit tool. I'm going to go to transform scale. See these little handles? I'm going to, on my keyboard, hit the arrow key and then I'm just going to bring it out as far as I want. That looks like a good profile picture. And then I'm going to click outside the box. And now if this was you, would be your profile pic for your Twitter account. You would again just go file, export as, do a JPEG, save it, and upload it to your Twitter account. So if you forgot how to do that, you just go edit profile, click here, upload. You're doing your profile picture, you go and click on the little camera in the circle and upload your photo. If you're doing it on the cover, you do the same thing with the camera and replace that. Make sure you save. I didn't do anything, so I'm not going to save. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments below. The couple of things I want to make sure you remember is the file sizes. So if it's a profile picture, this one here, it's 2 megs. If it's a bigger one, it's 5 megs. And if you want to do images for timeline, we've got that available too in our templates. As you start to create your digital assets, photos and imagery can become very expensive, along with backgrounds, textures, even swirls like I showed you earlier. I do have a free option for your graphic needs and it's called Unsplash and they are copyright free and you're able to use them for commercial use, but always check the license. Licensing changes all the time, so make sure you check the licensing. Now you have your Twitter channel art and there's just a couple of things that if you have your logo, you have your branding started or you're well into your branding, great. If not, a couple of things you can do is you can go figure out your colors. Yes, your colors and your font. So a couple of more free tools. There's Adobe Color, which I have been playing around with. I have Coolers, and it starts to make a palette for you. So you go to Coolers and you generate some colors. And you can go through the tutorial and it can help you start to hone into the colors you're looking for your branding. And also you want to figure out your fonts. So sometimes one of the things is you don't want a ton of fonts. Those fonts should be consistent in all your branding and you shouldn't have 10 different fonts depending on what type of promotional material you're using, whether online or offline. So go to FontJoy, start with one, and then you can start to generate font combinations. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to grab the templates in the video description below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click on the notification button in order to be notified of any new videos we upload.